Having good quality rotation in a downswing is something that is way easier said than done, but why most golfers struggle with it is because there are things you need in your golf swing to be able to rotate efficiently in the downswing. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 things that you absolutely need to do in the downswing to be able to rotate, and then I'm going to show you a really good drill once you know those and those are in place to get you turning and spinning through impact. So I'm Jonathan Chown with JChownGolf. Let's get right into this and how we can rotate better in a downswing. So let's jump right into what we need to do to be able to rotate efficiently in the golf swing. We need 3 things to be in our golf swing to be able to rotate better going through the golf ball so we have no chance of stalling out. So once these 3 things are touched on and we're making sure they're good in our golf swing, then all we need to do is put in a rotation drill and we'll be rotating effortlessly just like that. So really the first one is club face. We need our club face to be nice and under control in our golf swing. The second one, we need to be able to shallow the golf shaft to some degree in the downswing, and we also, for our third one, need to maintain our tilt, our inclination towards the ground in the downswing as well. So let's get right into how club face control can really affect how your body rotates in the downswing. So how poor club face control will stop your rotation and how good club face control will encourage it. So poor club face control, ultimately what I'm talking about here is golfers in their downswing coming down with a very open club face in their downswing. So where they would have to stall out their body rotation in order to square up the club face. So you would have to, not rotate, because if we rotated freely with a very open club face coming down the downswing, we would have, which is a byproduct from rotation, shaft leaner impact. Now, shaft leaner impact will open up the club face. So you can see there, if you've got an open club face and if you continue to rotate through the ball, that ball's going miles right. So your body will know this, it will slow down and it will start to flip the hands either from a handsy flip release or maybe a casting move coming into the golf ball to be able to square the club face up. So really, you could be doing that via a weak grip. That could be certainly making your club face quite open in a downswing. You could be having poor wrist angles, could be cupping your wrist and it could be continuing to cup, or you could be just generally rolling your forearms from the takeaway move. And I have a very good saying for this for club face getting square. We want to get it as square as possible earlier in the golf swing. So really the takeaway move here. So let's assume you've got a neutral grip here. So a 2.5 knuckle left hand grip, a neutral right hand on the golf club as well. So if I'm coming off the golf ball here, imagine I'm wearing a glove right here. You could even think of my knuckles here. See how my knuckles are going to be pointing slightly down towards the ground here in my takeaway. Where my glove logo would be is pointing a little bit away from me, really where my balls are just in front of me there. You can see now how my club face is kind of matching the angle of my back there. If my club face was open, see then how it would be very open to my back angle. So me just moving in my takeaway here with my glove logo pointed down, my knuckles pointing down to the ground is getting me a square club face. Now if I make sure I'm there all the time when I'm swinging the golf club and I just maintain my swing with that same position of the club face, I'm going to have a square face in the golf swing. So if you want to see a more in-depth video on that, I'll put a card up there for that. That's how we get that nice good square club face in there to incentivize rotation. So then you can just rotate through that golf ball with a square club face. That shaft lean won't negatively affect you. So the second key point here, guys, is the shallowing movement in the downswing where the club shaft starts to pitch behind you as you're coming down the downswing. So let's talk about why the lack of that can really, inhibit your body's ability to be able to rotate. Then we're going to get into how shallowing helps. A little cool drill to do for that as well. So really what we're going to see here from people who do the opposite of shallowing, so steepening the shaft, this will straight away, stop your body from rotating. Because if I continue to rotate with this very steep shaft, you're going to see how that club is going to go very, very out to in, and my angle of attack is going to get very deep. So for guys out there who have massive deep divots and hit slices, that's because your club shaft is too steep in the downswing. So we will also see some people from here with that steep shaft definitely stall out their body rotation. They will know that if they continue to rotate very, very steep, and they'll really, hit that slice shot. But from here, people will start to early extend, because you can see as soon as I early extend, I'm jump stalling pretty much. See how that shaft is now pitching behind me? That kind of stalling out your body rotation is the body's attempt to get the shaft to really shallow in your golf swing just too late. So we need to make sure that that club shaft is shallowing earlier in our golf swing to avoid a jump stall coming through impact to manage that club's path. So if I'm coming down here in a downswing and I'm now shallowing that shaft earlier, so in transition, you can see I can just stay in my posture, rotate. That club is now going to be staying on path nicely. I'm going to be controlling my club face through good, body movement. So if we've got that square club face, this is an awesome one to add into it. And we're really going to be hitting good shots with good rotation. We don't have to stall it out. So very, very simple drill here, guys, because shallowing the shaft can be a very complicated topic. I'll pull another card up there for some more videos about shallowing the shaft. Now, to make it as simple as possible to grind this move in, just grab yourself an alignment stick. Pull it down the lead hand side of your club shaft here. Now all you need to do is get up to the top of your backswing. Now if I'm shallowing the shaft, you're going to see with this extra alignment stick that's jutting out here, if I'm shallowing the shaft, it's going to be pointing more away from me as I'm turning down in transition. So you can see at the top, I'm having it more pointing down towards the camera. Transition, I'm pointing it away. That's getting my shaft to shallow naturally without me really trying to do too much. I'm not thinking of all these body movements. I'm just trying to get this stick to point away from me. Really, really simple. Do enough reps of those, you'll start to get that shaft shallow. But we don't need it to shallow crazy in order to rotate. We just need it shallowing a little bit for our body to be incentivized to rotate. So really make sure you get those little drills in there with those first two. That's going to be in there for you. So the third key here, guys, and that's all about your shoulders and their tilting movement in the downswing. We all see a lot of golfers coming down in their downswing where their lead shoulder will raise up a little bit high. Now when your lead shoulder starts to raise up high, what that does a few things that may look good by the club shallowing and the club moving more on the inside. But you can see from this angle, imagine there's a ball in the middle of my stance and I am lifting up my left shoulder. Now if I continue to rotate from there, look how far behind the golf ball I'm going to hit. Golf ball here, my club is now entering the ground a good 5 inches behind that golf ball. So what is your body going to do to be able to hit that golf ball? One, it's going to stop its rotation. So it's going to stop its rotation, early extend to get onto that golf ball just to get the club out of the ground. So it's going to really try to prevent you from hitting too much of a poor shot. You're really going to result in some real out of control kind of hooks or really push shots from doing that as well. So what we need to do to be able to rotate efficiently in regards to our tilt is we need to keep our left shoulder more down, our lead side more down than our right in the downswing, or more level shoulders if that. So you can see if I'm doing that and I'm just rotating my body, you can see now how I'm just getting on top of the golf ball properly with a good strike, good club face control. So really simple drill here, guys. Really, really simple. You can do this at home. Just grab a club, put it across your shoulders, rotate up to the top of the backswing. You're going to see how now the butt end of the club is pointing down towards the golf ball. Now we just want to keep this butt end of the club pointing towards the ground as we rotate through. We don't want it lifting up like this. We just want to keep it going down towards the ground, really getting those good reps in there. So now we've got those 3 keys nicely in place. Now we just need to rep out the rotation. So we need to have a good little drill to do to be able to get the feeling of really rotating through the golf ball nicely. So all we need to do here, guys, and this is my favorite drill, and if you've watched a lot of my videos, you've probably seen this about 10 times. I do it so much because I love it so much. Gives you that rotation every time. So all you need to do is set up to the golf ball, and now I rotate my hips as much as I can. I rotate my chest as much as I can. I have 90% of my weight on my left foot, and I'm in a slight side bending move here. So I'm presetting my rotation at setup. Now I just swing back, through, and that's how I then spring back through the golf ball. So you can see I'm only doing a little half swing there, but this is really getting me really good quality reps of being able to rotate better in a downswing. Now we've got these variables in place, we've got those 3 keys, this is going to be a really good thing to grind in that move. So one more, getting myself in this good impact position, and then really doing those half swings through the golf ball there. So we need these things in the golf swing to be able to really rotate efficiently. So if we don't have these, you're always going to struggle to rotate. So guys, if you found this helpful, please make sure you click that like button, helps my channel out a ton. And if you want more golf instruction just like this, click that subscribe button, hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video. So just like we said at the beginning, it's not as easy as it seems just rotating, is it? You have to have these things in place, good drill to do after those things are done, then we're going to be rotating like anything.